Our government is more corrupt than one might think. Through the years, it has become easier and easier for companies and government to get around the rules because of the new rules put in place day to day, day in and day out. It started way back in the days of Hamlet and touched that in the days of Great Britain's rule on the colonies and continues in our government today. Change needs to occur in the rules, regulations our country is set in today's world. Back in the day of King Hamlet, ruler of Denmark, there was darkness and jealousy amongst their people, especially Claudius. Claudius was King Hamlet's brother, and he would do anything to rule the land. He killed his own brother to achieve his goal. Corruption bounded them in all ways of his life. Once he took over after his brother's passing, he married his brother's wife. How corrupt is that? He manipulated all of those around him. He arranged colonies and Laertes to help him deal with Prince Hamlet. He is scheming to kill his wife's child. In the end, nobody benefited from any of their corrupt planning. You would think after people would be reading this literature, they would learn. One thing that I have heard from when I was little comes to mind when I read this. Treat others as you'd like to be treated. As I reflected on those words, I can honestly say the people back in the days of Hamlet wouldn't have been so bad if they had been good to one another. For years, the early settlers of our original 13 colonies did as Great Britain wanted. Great Britain held many restraints on our early country. New rules, new laws that were good for Great Britain, but did nothing for the settlers in the new land. People overall get tired of working hard for nothing, giving it all away and having nothing to show. According to the Declaration of Independence, King George was to blame for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes without our consent, and for quartering large bodies of troops, armed troops among us. King George also obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to laws for establishing judicious powers. Also, he had made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amount of payment of their salaries. King George was a blackmailer. How corrupt is that? The people of early America got sick of it and declared a revolution. They went to war and then declared the independence from their English mother. From then on, they wrote the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution of the United States, and made basic rules to live by. One would hope that they would have been enough, but it's never enough. Time has taught us that there are enough people in the world that always want what the other one has. And through the years, the government has changed hands. From Democrats to Republicans, laws have been made, changed, and broken. Today, lawmakers are in the back pockets of corporate America. Corporations back the politicians with their big money, helping them campaign, and lawmakers make loopholes so the corporations can cut through the red tape and give them tax breaks and continue to make money, even if it hurts the little man. Part of me feels like the rule book needs to be rewritten so that more can benefit from this good country, not just the rich select few. One thought that comes to mind is the oil deposits in northern Midwest. Why not drill? It could save millions of dollars in crude oil spending from the Middle East. But then the naturalists that keep it from drilling because of the wildlife it might hurt, or the Texan oil company that blocks new drilling because it will hurt its bottom dollar. Our rules need to change, and our ways need to change. In order for the U.S. laws to change, people need to take action. Change needs to occur. I believe the young people of the United States can help, learning all we can about the government and its ways and help it change it so we all can benefit.